Alright, so today in this video, I'm pretty sure I'm making a tool store. I don't know, something like that. See what happens. Alright, I don't know if this is a great way to start my videos. It makes me sound like I don't know what I'm talking about, but trust me, guys, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. Like, I learned Lua in like 5 minutes, so like, this is gonna be a rough episode. So, to make a tool store, right, you need the three things you need. You need the player, you need the tool, and you need to give the player the tool when he rejoins. So we're going to make a simple data store because it's magic. To start, you need to get the data store service. If you don't know what that means, please go watch my data store video. I will link in the description. But literally all you need to do is get the data store. That's the first step. So once you get the data store service, game, get service, data store service. That will get the data store service, right? Then I'm going to get the store. I'm going to make a custom store name by doing data store, get data store. And I'm going to name this tool store because why not? Then we have our data store set up. Hooray, we're almost done. Now we need to get the player, right? Because how are we going to save the tools without a player? Player equals game dot players get player. What am I doing, bro? Oh my gosh. Sorry. We're going to do players equals game dot players. And we're going to do a little function called player added, right? You'll be using this a lot if you're making games, right? So this passes the literal parameter or the literal argument, literal parameter player. Sorry, I'm confusing myself. The header, which is the function, passes the parameter player. The formal parameter, as the literal term for it. So the formal parameter player is now we have the player. Like if we print player, I'm gonna do that to show you guys that I know what I'm talking about. 100%. Yeah, see? Oh, thank God. We notice it prints player. Yeah, it actually worked. Oh my God. Guy, I know what I'm talking about. I'm just playing around here, so bear with me. But now we need to, when the player joins, we need to check if he has any tools or anything saved in the store, right, of the store we chose. So I'm going to create a save tools equals an empty table. I will link my table video if you don't know what that is. I'm just creating an empty table. Then I'm going to do save tools equals the store. No, that's not correct. Store get async. This essentially gets the items from the store if there is any. We're going to do player.user_id, which is the key. Dot dot. We're going to concentrate the string. I talked about those in my first episode. With the tools, right? So now we literally have player user ID tools. That's the key that we're going to pull the stuff out of. And then we are going to do save tools. We assign it here, we're looking at it here, and it will basically insert the whatever is saved into a table. Then we're going to check if there are save tools, then we're going to run a for loop. For the index and the items in the table in iPairs, pairs will ignore the no values. And the save tools do. So if there's tools, we're going to iterate through that table, right, with a for loop and get all the items. We are going to print the items for now. And now I'm going to make a player leaving function. Oh God. Game.workspace bind to close or game bind to close. I think yeah. I'm just going to do a bind to close function. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. Or no, actually, I can just put the bind to close function inside of the this function right here. This will essentially just bind to close whenever the player leaves, so we don't have to deal with all that other stuff. Never mind, I'm actually just going to, I didn't talk about any of that. I'm just going to create a separate function called save. So now we're gonna call this function. We're gonna pass the parameter, the formal parameter player in. Oh my gosh. And then we're going to give the actual parameter when we call the function save. We're gonna give it the player. Alright, so now we literally have the save function, bind to close. I'm just doing bind to close so I don't have to deal with all that extra stuff. So in order to save the backpack, we need to get the backpack right. And I'm actually going to create an empty table too. So local save tools equals that. So we're creating another empty table to save the stuff in. So I'm going to do for index items and iPairs players player backpack get children, and then I'm going to run a function to save the items. So we're going to do so now we'd have a for loop to get the backpack and everything in the backpack. We're going to do table.insert the save tools name, right here at the save tools, and then we're going to do the number of save tools plus 1. I just do that, you don't have to do that. And then you do the items.name, and that's how you save. Let me go over this. So I made a function that gets, whenever the player joins, it calls. Whenever the player leaves or the server ends, this will call. So this will save the tools. This is the save tools table. And for every item, when the player leaves in his backpack, it will go through there and insert that item name into this table that I just created. Alright, so now we look here. It'll basically, when the player joins, it'll go through this table we just created here. Let me actually save that. I need to do store set async player.user id.tools, and we're going to go save tools. Yeah, so this will set the async, this will save the stuff, it'll save the table. Then when the player joins, it'll get the same table right here. It'll get the items we saved here, and it will loop through them if there is stuff in it, right? And then it'll print the items. Now, I'm just going to test this. I know there is nothing in the table, and I don't have API services enabled. Give me a minute. I have to enable API service. Let me play now. Yeah, okay, so if you notice there's no errors, that's good. Let me put something in my backpack on server. I'm just gonna put a brick. Or empty tool actually. Can I do that? Yeah. Tool. Yeah, so now we notice we have a tool. Hooray. Nice. If we leave, it should good. Now if I join, it should print the tool. Yeah, see, look, it says, yeah, there is indeed something there, and the table does exist. So it saved that tool. Now, in order to actually get the tool, we're going to insert a tool here. We're just going to name it that. Then we have the tools, and we know the tool exists. How do we get that tool and put it into the player's backpack? That is really simple. You literally just need to do items, or whatever you put here. This could be whatever. This could be called cat. This could be called dog. This could be called tools. This could be called anything. It's just a placeholder because it's easier for me to remember. 1. So this is going to get the first item in the table, which is this. And we're going to do that. So now we have the item name. So now we're going to do game.serverStorage. We're going to do square brackets, item name. This will get the tool if it's there. We're going to clone that, and we're going to set this to a variable called clone. So we're cloning the object that was saved. And then we're going to do clone.parent equals the player, right? So player.backpack. Now if we look, we have when the player joins, we are calling the bind to close function, which whenever the player leaves, it will save the thing. This is not how you properly do this. This is just a rough draft for the tutorial. Normally, you would do a player removing and also a bind to close in case it doesn't close properly. But this is just, let me say it again, this is just to teach you guys how to make a tool store. You need to literally do this, right? When a player joins, it will make a table called Save Tools. And it'll set up a bind to close whenever the server ends or the server closes. And when no players are left, it'll save. It'll save all the player data. It will store the async. It'll get async. It'll get the items in the table that we saved when the player left up here. It'll get this and set it to that same name. And if there's tools and there's stuff inside of that table, then we are going to iterate through that. We're going to clone the item name. So in this case, the item name would be tool. We're going to clone it, and we're going to set the clone's parent to the backpack. Right? Now, if we load up, we will see we don't have anything, man. It really do be like that sometimes. I'm going to go ahead and actually put a tool in my backpack because I changed the script. Yeah, see, look at that. Now we have a tool. If I leave, it should correct. Now if I play the game again, we should have a tool in our backpack. It's not working. There's no errors either, which doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, this is a part of programming. You need to learn how to debug. Okay, so it appears it's not saving. I added that on client. It won't replicate. When I join, there should be a notification that something happened. Yeah, so we have the tool. So the tool exists. This is it knows that there was something in the table. It's just not. So it works. It's just not working correctly. I don't know why. Give me a second. This is me trying to figure out why it's not cooperating, because I did this like 30 minutes ago and it worked perfectly fine. I'm probably overthinking it. Yeah, now it wants to work. What? That literally makes no sense to me at all. Why did it... Okay. I'm just gonna go with it. So that is how you make a tool store. You guys literally saw I didn't change any functionality in the program, and for some reason it wanted to work. What? Okay, let me get this straight. I have to add a print for it to say, do that. Are you kidding me? You're kidding me. This has to be a joke. There's no way. Yeah, where's the backpack? I'm just gonna set the parent to starter pack. That will make sure that whenever the player dies, it will always be in his thing. Or starter gear. Jeez, I'm acting like I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh man, y'all are gonna comment and destroy me for this video, but you know what? It's good, whatever. I teach C++ and other languages. I know what I'm talking about. Okay. Now we notice that we have magic, and hopefully the tool should save, because if it doesn't, Roblox is having some issues. Or it's just me that I'm bad at programming, scripting. You know, it's not working. It doesn't make sense to me. Yet there is literally a tool in Starter Gear. I made the script correctly. I don't know why it's acting like this. I'm gonna wait till the character adds, I guess, player.character. I'm gonna wait till the character's added, then I'm also gonna set the, I wanna make a... You know what? There's no need. Whatever. It's fine. So, this is how you make a tool store. Roblox is just acting up. It's not my fault. The script works 100%. It's just that Roblox doesn't want to freaking cooperate. Let me go over what's happening. I can remove that variable because that's irrelevant. So I'm getting the data store, right? The data store, getting data store service. Then I'm setting a store name called tool store. Then I am getting the player, right? Oh, man. Yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna. It's making me OCD. I'm sorry, I just have to do this. Okay, now I can explain what's happening. If you notice, let me start up the game just to make sure this works. Yeah, so we have two tools now. This makes whatever. You know what? So what is wrong? Like, what is wrong with this? Now it's not even working. I don't have time to deal with this. Roblox is just acting up, and I don't feel like dealing with it right now. Then I make when the player joins, I make a save tools function table, right, to get all the save tools. Then I call the save player function, and whenever the player leaves, it will essentially bind to close the game and prevent the server from closing until the data is saved. It'll make another save tools. It will, for all the items in the player's backpack, it will set the async, and it will save the tools under this key right here. And then when the player joins again, it will get the save tools and check if the save tools exists. If there is save tools, it will iterate through the table, and it will get the first item in the table, which is this, the item name. It will find that item name in server storage. It'll clone it and put it in the player starter gear and wait for the character to join, then put it in the player backpack. That is essentially how you make a tool store. I will be posting this on my profile. If you look my Roblox profile up, SamJ22, it'll be there. See ya.